Ma'Huno Bulerek Karathayano was born into a simple family. His journey started in the neighborhood of Bemori in our dear Dili. Life was plain, but it was full of the values that would shape who he became. He learned early about community, about taking care of each other, and about the quiet strength of the Timorese people. His parents taught him how important dignity was and the strength that comes from our land. These were not lessons from books. They were lessons from the heart, passed down through many generations. He always carried these lessons with him, like a guiding star in the darkest of nights. He didn't get much formal schooling, like many Timorese at that time. There weren't many chances, but his mind was sharp and he was eager to learn. He didn't let these limits stop him or define his future. Instead, he faced every challenge with determination and hope. Instead, he found other ways to learn and grow. His early experiences showed him what life was really like under colonial rule. He saw his people's struggles, he felt their quiet wish for something more, for a future they could call their own. This feeling grew inside him, a small flame that would one day become a big fire of resistance. As a young man, Ma'Huno got a job driving military trucks for the Portuguese colonial army. This job took him all over the mountains and valleys of our beautiful island. He saw the land, and he saw the people in every part of Timor. Driving that truck, he wasn't just moving supplies, he was watching, he was listening. He learned about the different groups of people and their special problems. He understood the deep connection we all have with our homeland. This time in the military gave him useful skills and a deeper understanding of the colonial system from the inside, knowledge that would be very important in the fight to come. His time serving gave him a special way of looking at things. He saw how the military was set up, its strengths and its weaknesses. He learned about getting things ready, following rules, and how important it was to be organized. But more than that, he saw the unfairness firsthand. He saw how our people were treated and how our resources were controlled by others. This was not a life of freedom. It was a life of serving a foreign power on our own land. The seeds of resistance planted when he was a child in Bemori were being watered every day. They were getting ready to break through the ground and reach for the sun. The world changed in 1974. The Carnation Revolution in Portugal was far away, but its winds of change reached our shores. For Ma'Huno, this was the moment he had been waiting for. The old government falling apart opened a door, a small crack of light in the long darkness of colonial rule. He knew this was a chance for Timor-Leste to decide its own future. He didn't think twice. He stepped forward, ready to answer his people's call. The time for quiet watching was over. The time for action had come, and he welcomed it with all his heart. Ma'Huno became a very important person in the start of our independence movement. He was one of the people who helped create the Timorese Social Democratic Association, or ASDT. This group later became the revolutionary group we all know as FRETILIN. He was there from the very beginning, helping to build the base of our fight. He worked very hard, setting up meetings, talking to people, and sharing the idea of a free Timor-Leste. His passion was catching. He made others believe that a different future was possible, a future where all Timorese had their own country and dignity. When the invasion came and broke our dream of a peaceful independence, Ma'Huno did not give up. He took his fight from the political rooms to the mountains. He became a leader in the armed resistance, Falintil. He was a natural leader, brave and steady in his promise. He understood that to win our freedom, we had to fight with all our might. He led his fighters with courage, sharing their tough times and inspiring them to keep going even when it seemed like all hope was gone. His leadership was like a bright light in the shadows of being taken over. In the mountains, his voice became a strong weapon. He was known for his famous rallying cry, "To resist is to win." These simple words became our song of hope. They echoed through the forests and villages, making our fighters and our people stronger. This was not just a saying, it was a promise. It was the main idea of our belief that as long as we kept fighting for our right to exist, we could not be beaten. Ma'Huno's cry reminded us that true victory was not just about winning battles, but about never giving up the fight for what is right. The fight faced its worst time when I was captured in 1992. The resistance was shaken, and our future seemed unsure. At this important time, Ma'Huno stepped up. He rose to the challenge and took charge of the fight. He showed amazing courage and determination, refusing to let the movement fall apart. He knew that the fight was bigger than any one person. It was the shared struggle of a whole nation. His leadership at this time showed his unbreakable spirit and his deep love for our country. He kept us together when we could have easily fallen apart. Ma'Huno knew that the resistance needed to change to survive. He worked to put our forces back in order, creating the Military Political Council. This new setup aimed to make the connection stronger between our fighters in the mountains and our secret group in the towns and cities. It was a smart move, one that showed he thought well about plans. He understood that our strength came from being united and being able to fight on all sides. He worked tirelessly to make sure that the flame of resistance kept burning brightly. even with the huge pressure from the enemy. His leadership, however, made him a main target. In 1993, the enemy caught him. He was taken into custody and tortured in ways that are hard to imagine. They tried to break his body, and they tried to break his spirit. They wanted to silence the voice that had given so many people hope. But Ma'Huno was made of something stronger than they could ever understand. He went through the pain and the shame with a dignity that made his captors feel bad. His ability to bounce back in the face of such cruelty became another powerful sign of our people's will to survive. Even after going through so much, his fight was not over. His capture and suffering did not defeat him. It only made him more determined. When he was finally let go, he did not go back to a quiet life. He immediately rejoined the fight for independence. He carried the scars of what he went through, but he also carried the strong belief in our cause. He kept working, organizing, and inspiring. His presence was a constant reminder that no amount of violence could ever destroy the dream of a free Timor-Leste. His spirit remained, and would always remain, unbroken. After he was let out of prison, Ma'Huno gave himself to the future of our nation. He saw that the fight was not just about fighting, but also about building. He put his energy into the young people of Timor-Leste. He knew they were the ones who would get the country we were fighting for. He worked to create chances for them, to teach them, and to give them the same values of courage and strength that had defined our resistance. He wanted to make sure that the next generation was ready to lead our nation toward a brighter, more peaceful future. He remained a powerful voice for independence until the very end. He supported the talks with other countries and the ongoing secret resistance. He never forgot the main goal, a country of Timor-Leste that was its own boss and free. His journey from a truck driver to a revolutionary leader showed everyone that heroes can come from anywhere. His life was a real example of how powerful strong beliefs are and how important it is to stand up for what you believe in. He was a humble man, but his impact was huge. He was a true father of our nation, guiding us with his wisdom and strength. Ma'Huno Bulerek Karathayano passed away in 2021, leaving a nation sad, but his spirit lives on. He is not just a person in our history books, he is a part of our country's soul. His lasting mark is carved into the mountains he fought in and the hearts of the people he fought for. We remember his bravery, his leadership, and his strong belief in our cause. He taught us that to resist is to win, not just against an enemy, but against sadness, against fear, and against unfairness. His life is a constant source of inspiration for all Timorese. Today, as we keep building our nation, we look to heroes like Ma'Huno for guidance. His life reminds us of the sacrifices that were made for our freedom. It reminds us that our independence was earned through hard work, pain, and effort. He remains a powerful symbol of courage, strength, and hope. His story will be told to our children and our children's children, making sure that the flame he carried will never go out. Ma'Huno's legacy is the free Timor-Leste he helped to create, and his spirit will forever guide us.